Today we're going to talk about something that is pretty critical to your success as a business, and that is really nailing your ideal customer, truly defining your best customer. One thing you have to keep in mind, your fastest and most profitable growth comes from adding more of your current most valuable customers. So the job of defining those customers and how to keep them satisfied by continuing to deliver on what they're uniquely getting from you is what is pretty critical to defining your ideal customer. How do you continue to increase value for those customers so they keep coming to you for that thing that makes them pick you first? Your job becomes finding them, serving them, and extracting some of the value you're creating for them down to your own bottom line. Take Southwest, for example. Southwest was coming into the airline space, and they decided who the ideal customer was going to be. And that ideal customer was going to be somebody that was price conscious, needed to get to where they were going fast, didn't care about the frills and all the first class, whatever class in airlines. They just really wanted to get to their destination. So what was Southwest's strategy to address those customers? It became low ticket prices, point-to-point destinations, automated ticketing, a single airplane that their team could quickly turn around, they could train all their pilots on, and they just flew those airlines to airports in mid-sized cities all over the country and gave them a unique advantage for a particular type of customer. So in essence, everything revolves around serving your ideal customer in a unique, differentiated, and profitable way. Your job becomes defining who those customers are, how to keep them happy, how to continue to deliver additional value for them. If you think about it this way, how large of a value can I give a customer that they are so profitable that I can extract some of that value that I'm giving them into my own bottom line? So that's the job of defining a customer. It is looking among your universe of customers, which ones are the ones that are most likely to give you fantastic reviews, pick you as their first choice. This is important. If a customer is picking you as their first choice because they do not know what other choices they have in the market that may be better than you or comparable to you, you have not quite nailed your ideal customer yet. So your job is to start thinking about, what do I deliver to this customer that makes me their first choice? That kind of customer within your current customer universe is who you're looking for. You're trying to look into your customers and say, who is this person? You can look at your customers and pretty much pick out who those are and say, why is that the case? What do they buy from me? What kind of conversations do I have with them? You can also use tools like the product market fit survey to ask your customers and say, if I do not exist, how would you feel? What would be my replacement? Why would that be a source of pain to you? And you can begin to tease out information about why you're of significant value to your customers. Remember that the answer here is simple. The way you grow the fastest is to take the people that are happiest with you now and pay you at a profitable price and go find more of them. If you do not do that, this is what happens. You spend your time putting out fires. You spend your time trying to make existing customers that are not your ideal customers happy, and you spend less time thinking strategically about how to serve those customers that you actually make happy. Sometimes it's 60-40 in some companies, where 60% of their customers are the ideal customers and 40% are not, and they're just clawing their way and hustling to try to make this 40% happy, instead of just doubling down on finding more of the 60% that they already make very happy. So defining your customer and what you do for them that makes them your ideal customer is very critical to growing, especially if you want to grow very, very fast. There are various tools you can use today to define that. One of those tools is the attribution framework. With the attribution framework, you pick out the things that you believe are pretty important to your ideal customer, and you line them up against your competitors, maybe your top 3-4 competitors, and you now score yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. What you want to get out of this exercise is, where do I rank the highest on that scale for these unique things against my competitors? These things need to match why your customers love you, and then you can build on them, you can double down on them, you can strategically plan for how to continue to expand the gap between you and your competitors on those key differentiators. Take the example of Intel and the memory chip, and the Grove and the Intel group were the leaders in memory chip, but the market was changing and they could see that memory chips were becoming commodity. They couldn't really differentiate themselves in memory chips. There were cheaper ones coming from Asia, from Japan. So they decided, where can we really uniquely differentiate ourselves? And they moved into the microprocessor space. And that led to the next huge growth phase for Intel. So you're looking for your microprocessor moment. Today you may have 500 or 1,000 or 3,000 customers. But the question is, who among them are your most valuable customers? Who love you, who rave about you, and are profitable? Who among your 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 customers are you the first choice for? And that's the question you're really trying to answer. So first, we've talked about defining your customer. These are the customers that rave about you, are happy about what you do for them, and are very profitable for you. This is very important. You do not want to serve unprofitable customers. So you've defined your customer. You've also defined the characteristics of that ideal customer. What about this customer makes you special for them? What's the demographic of this customer? What do they look like? How do you stand out versus others? So you've defined the customer, you've defined the characteristics of the customer, you've defined why that customer picks you first, and then you've used tools like the attribution framework to say, what do I do with my product, with my service, with my delivery method that makes me better than my competition? Remember, it's not just better we're looking for though, we're looking for unique. We're looking for unique and valuable. What do you do in a unique and differentiated way for this particular customer that you've defined? So now after you do that and you lay out how you can continue to do those things uniquely and in a very differentiated way, it now permeates everything you do from a strategic standpoint in the business. What's the core message to this customer? Those things that you've ranked yourself very high on become the things that are core in your marketing message. Becomes the things that you really call out when you're having conversations with this customer. It's not just about we're the best. No. It becomes we're the only company that does XYZ in ABC way. And that's really what starts connecting you to the customer. That customer that is your most profitable customer is who you now start going to message and look for and target and bring into your business so you can continue to build your flywheel as a company. You know, in my house, my wife uses a particular plumbing company. It's not the cheapest, but they have a particular a particular way of delivering their service that you can tell has been crafted for someone like her. They are predictable. They have a guarantee about when they're going to get there, how their people are going to behave, and what you can expect if their people do not behave like that. And then when you look at their ads, it's focused on really addressing people like her. They don't target everybody out there. It's pretty clear who they're trying to target. So that's how you want to think about defining your customer and the set of unique and valuable things you're doing for that customer. You cannot build a solid growth strategy without knowing your ideal customer. Remember, you're not just competing to be better. You're competing to be unique. You win because you're unique and differentiated, not because you're the best at X or you're the best plumbing company or you're the best timekeeping software. You win because you're the best plumbing company for moms. You win because you're the best timekeeping software for companies that outsource their engineering tasks. So that's how you really want to think about yourself in the market.